I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say.
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down.
Shannon Sharpe is heated after Monique clowned him in front of a packed crowd during her comedy show, joking about his messy legal battle with that OnlyFans model who's hitting him with a $50 million lawsuit. The crowd went wild, but Shannon, not so much. A clip of Monique's roast blew up online, and insiders say Shannon is pissed. He thought his celebrity circle would ride for him, but instead, they're watching him get dragged through the mud like everybody else, and fans aren't showing much sympathy either. They're reminding him that Monique tried to warn him months ago on Club Shay Shay. She told him plain and simple, stop messing with those young girls who only care about your money. But Shannon, he laughed it off like it was a joke. Now look at him, caught up in a lawsuit that's putting his whole image on the line. Even if he beats the case, the damage is done. That massive $100 million podcast deal hanging by a thread, sponsors already backing out, and friends acting like they don't even know him. But the real tea, everyone's asking, what exactly did Monique say this time, now that her warning turned out to be spot on? So why is Shannon mad at Monique when she's the one who tried to help him out in the first place? Let's break it all the way down. This ain't new. He's out here chasing a 26-year-old like he needs to prove something. Bro, you don't need no girl 10 years younger hanging off your arm for clout. And while the world was shocked when that wild news dropped about Shannon getting hit with serious accusations, Monique, she wasn't shocked at all. She saw it coming a mile away. Monique warned him clear as day. If he kept fooling around with these young women who only see dollar signs, he was gonna land in trouble.
You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
But Shannon brushed it off like it was nothing. So when this legal chaos with the OnlyFans model exploded online, fans were waiting for Monique's response, and she didn't disappoint. During her set on Cat Williams's Heaven on Earth comedy tour, she came for Shannon hard. She reminded everybody that she tried to school him, but he didn't want to hear it. And now look at him. Let's be real. Monique's just saying what everybody else is thinking. Shannon did this to himself. Here's the context. After the lawsuit news broke, folks started digging up that February 2024 clip from Monique's appearance on Club Shay Shay, and it went viral all over again. In that interview, Monique told Shannon straight up, stop dating girls young enough to call you uncle. She even told him to go find a grown woman, someone on his level, who isn't just after his money. She wasn't throwing shade. She was giving him real talk. But Shannon, he didn't take it seriously. Now, Monique's always been a bold voice. Some fans love her for keeping it real no matter what, while others think she can be a little too sharp with her words. But when it comes to this situation, even her critics are admitting she had a point. That whole interview sounds like she was talking directly to Shannon, warning him that his lifestyle and the kind of women he was entertaining could end up turning his whole world upside down. And now that's exactly what's happening. But instead of soaking up Monique's advice, Shannon just sat there laughing, brushing her off like it was all jokes. Then went right back to chasing after OnlyFans models like nothing could touch him. Now fast forward a year, and boom, he's lost that high-profile ESPN spot and could be looking at millions in legal payouts over this lawsuit. Now everybody's watching that old interview again and saying it loud. Monique saw this mess coming before anyone else did. She was waving the red flags while Shannon was too busy flexing. One fan online put it perfectly. One thing about Monique, she'll crack a joke but won't tell a lie. Shannon Baldhead should have listened instead of laughing. Now look at you. Another added, Shannon Sharpe deserves what's happening to him. Who knows what folks were telling him behind the scenes, but on camera, he had 3 guests call him out on his dating choices. Cat Williams, Monique, and even Lil Yachty. That's not just coincidence, that's a pattern. But even after all the chaos, the lawsuit, the job loss, the public embarrassment, Shannon still ain't changing his ways. And now insiders are saying he was furious when he saw Monique use his drama as fuel for her comedy routine. But what did he expect? When you ignore that many warnings and keep playing with fire, you're gonna get burned. Now Shannon's real salty that Monique is out here cracking jokes about his situation, but insiders say he honestly thought his famous friends were gonna back him up. Turns out most of them went silent. Barely anyone stood up to defend his name, and that right there says a lot. But here's the thing, folks aren't shedding tears for Shannon because this lawsuit feels more like the last straw in a long line of wild behavior. He's been making headlines for the wrong reasons for years, and now even more dirt is starting to surface that's making people question his character. One clip that's making waves right now shows Shannon snapping during an episode of his own podcast. It went down on the April 30th taping of Nique. They were just talking about the 2025 NFL draft when Shannon suddenly turned off camera and shouted, "Shut the F up!" Like, completely lost it, but that's just part of the storm. He's also catching heat for refusing to spend more than $30,000 on his own daughter's wedding. And let's not forget, this is the same man who allegedly offered that OnlyFans model $10 million to keep her from going public with the lawsuit. The math ain't mathin'. You'll throw millions at a scandal but won't go all out for your daughter's big day. People are watching closely now, and what they're seeing, it's not looking good for Shannon at all. Shannon dropped another bomb during an episode of Nique while chatting with Ocho Cinco about how much they drop on their kids' weddings. That's when Shannon casually said he'd cap each of his daughter's weddings at $30,000 max. Then he doubled down by joking that they could serve spaghetti and fried fish instead of anything fancy. That didn't sit right with fans at all. Social media lit up with people dragging Shannon for being cheap with his own blood, especially after those leaked texts revealed that the OnlyFans model was allegedly charging him $25,000 per cheek. You read that right. $25,000 for each side. One fan clapped back saying, "This needed to happen to expose how fake Shannon really is. He lost whatever respect people still had. He's out here throwing millions at an ex-worker, but he can't give his daughter more than $30,000 for her wedding." But it doesn't stop there. It gets even wilder. Fans started digging into those leaked texts, and now they're calling Shannon out for being involved in what they're describing as some kind of race play, fetish-style relationship with the OnlyFans girl, Gabriella. The messages show her speaking to him in strange, racially charged ways that had people online straight up shook. Now the spotlight's hotter than ever, and it's not just about lawsuits anymore. This whole situation is peeling back layers of who Shannon really is behind the scenes. In those leaked messages, Gabriella said she wanted Shannon to put a big black baby in her. But here's the twist. Shannon never shared his side of that convo, and now fans are convinced this whole racially charged talk wasn't just some random thing, it was his idea. A lot of people believe Gabriella, as a paid worker, was just playing the role he asked for. Folks online aren't buying the innocent act. They're saying loud and clear, that race stuff, it started with Shannon. And it doesn't stop there. More old clips are bubbling up, and they're painting a messy picture of how Shannon's been acting toward women for years. One clip going viral right now shows Shannon saying he was so obsessed with a woman that he paid for her divorce just because he thought she was the one. Like, he really did that. Meanwhile, his own daughter, she's stuck on a strict $30,000 wedding budget. Fans are calling it out as straight up backwards. He's out here splurging on strangers, chasing women with wild gestures, but when it comes to his own family, it's suddenly time to cut corners. This whole saga just keeps getting messier. Then there's another wild clip making the rounds. This time, it's Shannon telling a freaky story about one of his past flings. And it was so out of pocket, it left Deion Sanders straight up speechless. Like, even Prime didn't know what to say. Fans flooded the comments saying this is exactly why they stopped watching Shannon and Ocho's show. People were tired of hearing Shannon constantly talk about his bedroom business, especially in graphic detail. One comment summed it up. Nobody wants to hear all that from a man pushing 60. And it's not just the fans talking now. More voices in the industry are stepping up and calling Shannon out, saying he should have known better than to get involved with someone who was just 19 years old. One of the most vocal critics, Dr. Umar. He didn't hold back, saying even if this whole lawsuit turns out to be a shakedown, Shannon had no business ever getting tangled up with someone that young. Dr. Umar also pointed out another major red flag. Gabriella allegedly refused to sign an NDA. That alone should have been Shannon's cue to walk away, but instead, he kept going. And now, he's caught up in a scandal that just keeps snowballing. So after everything that's come out about Shannon, fans are making it very clear they're not feeling sorry for him one bit. And now, people are saying he has zero right to be mad at Monique for cracking jokes about his messy situation, especially since she actually tried to help him when she gave him that straight-up no-nonsense advice on Club Shay Shay. She kept it real with him, told him to stop messing with young girls, warned him that it could blow up in his face. But what did Shannon do? He laughed it off like she was just playing around, then kept living wild like he was untouchable. Now that the mess is exploding and hitting him from all angles, fans are saying this is just the fallout from his own decisions. And by the looks of it, those consequences, they're getting real heavy. Gabriella is coming for him hard, asking for a whopping $50 million in damages. And here's the kicker. Shannon's reported net worth is only around $30 million. That's a major gap. Sure, he pulled in about $22.5 million during his NFL career, with his biggest payday being $5 million from a deal with the Baltimore Ravens, but that was years ago. Now people are asking, can he even afford this lawsuit, or is this about to wipe him out completely? Shannon was reportedly pulling in around $10 million a year from a mix of podcasts, sponsorships, TV gigs, and even his own luxury cognac brand, La Porte. But even with all that, he's still trailing behind his First Take co-host Stephen A. Smith, whose net worth is sitting pretty at around $45 million. And Stephen A., he just made huge waves in the industry after locking down a 5-year, $100 million deal, making him one of the highest paid sports analysts out there, right behind Tom Brady. That's major. Now here's where it gets really wild. Shannon was this close to securing his own $100 million deal before all this drama blew up. The talks were already in motion and everything was lining up. The deal would have locked in all of his Shishi Media shows, including Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. But now, that entire deal is hanging by a thread thanks to Gabriella's lawsuit. One complaint flipped everything upside down. What was supposed to be Shannon's biggest career win might now become his biggest loss, and it's all unraveling in real time. On April 18th, just 3 days before Shannon's name hit the headlines in Gabriella's lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported that he was about to lock down a deal worth over $100 million. That deal would have been a game changer for him, but now it's completely on hold, and if it falls apart, it's going to be a massive blow to his entire brand and bank account. And let's not forget, the lawsuit itself is still hanging over his head. If Shannon loses, people are seriously questioning whether he's even stacked enough cash over the years to handle a $50 million payout. Now, just to keep it real, Gabriella demanding $50.2 million doesn't mean she's guaranteed to get it. Civil lawsuits tied to SA claims are tough to win, especially when there's gray area around what was consensual and what wasn't, and there's still a chance Shannon could walk away completely free. No payout, no penalties. But here's the thing, even if Shannon walks out of court without paying a single dime, the damage has already been done. His reputation has taken hit after hit, and it's not just the lawsuit. The public's seen those leaked texts and heard that voice memo where Shannon allegedly threatened to choke Gabriella. That alone has people shook. So win or lose in court, Shannon's image might never fully recover from what's already out there. And the internet never forgets. Even if Shannon beats the case in court, it doesn't wipe away what people now know about how he really moves behind closed doors. This whole mess ain't just about legal guilt or innocence anymore. It's about reputation, and that's where the real damage hits. Big companies like Disney, which owns ESPN, don't care much about court rulings if your name keeps trending for all the wrong reasons. They care about headlines, they care about public perception, and right now, Shannon's name is ringing alarm bells. Whether he's found guilty or not, many brands and networks are going to think twice before cutting him a check. Sure, it's possible Shannon bounces back. He's got a loyal fan base, and we all know the public loves a good comeback story. But that road to redemption, it just got way longer and way harder. And he's got no one to blame but himself. He had people in his corner, Monique, Cat Williams, even Lil Yachty tried to drop some wisdom on him. But he brushed off the warnings, kept surrounding himself with the wrong crowd, and now he's deep in a situation that never should have happened in the first place. Now the question is, can Shannon recover, or has he already burned too many bridges to climb back? Shannon really fumbled when he got involved with that young OnlyFans model, not just because of the massive age gap, but because of the clear power imbalance and all the strange, racially charged energy that came with it. That's the kind of mess brands like Disney want no part of. They don't want their name anywhere near controversy like that. So now the big question is, can Shannon Sharpe actually bounce back from this drama, or is the damage already way too deep? And what about Monique? Is Shannon even right to be mad that she's making jokes about the situation? Because let's be honest, she literally warned him on camera and he laughed it off. Now that it's all gone left, is it still too far, or is it fair game? Let us know what you think. Does Shannon deserve a second chance, or is this the fallout he brought on himself? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't miss what's coming up in the next video. It's about to get even wilder.